From its humble beginnings as a local skate shop in downtown Manhattan to the cult-following streetwear brand you know today, Supreme has undeniably become a giant in the fashion industry. Whether you love it or love to hate it, Supreme can be spotted across the world, being repped by celebrities such as Travis Scott, Kanye West, Lady Gaga, and countless others. So where did it start? What did Supreme go through to get to where it is today? Where is it going? Join me today in looking at a brief history of Supreme. The story of Supreme starts with its founder, James Jebbia. Jebbia, who was born in the United States but saw his formative years in the United Kingdom, started his career working for Parachute, a minimalist skate shop in the Soho neighborhood in New York City. During his time at Parachute, Jebbia worked alongside Eddie Cruz, who later founded the brand Undefeated. In 1989, Jebbia began showing his entrepreneurial flair when he opened Union NYC, an experimental boutique that helped pioneer what we know and love as streetwear. While trying to stock the brand Stussy for Union, Jebbia had a chance encounter with its founder, Sean Stussy, which eventually led to Jebbia managing the Stussy store on Prince Street in New York City. Sean would serve as a mentor for Jebbia for many years, helping him grow his brand, personal development, and entrepreneurial skills. In an interview with GQ, Jebbia can be quoted as saying, "I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing without what Sean has done." Sean was a huge personal influence too, because at the time, he was doing such great stuff. He is a unique character and was definitely another mentor for me. Eventually, Jebbia made the decision to move on from Stussy, and in 1994, with a reasonable sum of $12,000, opened the first Supreme store in an old office space on Lafayette Street in downtown Manhattan. Jebbia took inspiration for the name Supreme from John Coltrane's 1965 album, A Love Supreme. Jebbia's first Supreme store was designed as a sort of haven for the youth culture at the time, with a unique, open-centered layout allowing for its young customers to skate in and out freely and comfortably. With the front door constantly propped open, Jebbia enticed his target demographic by playing music loudly into the street, attracting like-minded individuals to hang in and around the store. Who might this target demographic be, you ask? Well, for starters, Supreme didn't begin with the rich kids of Instagram, flaunting their new drip from high-rise penthouses and million-dollar mansions. Rather, Jebbia took a special interest in the, at the time, emerging subculture of skaters, graffiti artists, and urban youth. For its staff, Jebbia hired local skaters who were tuned in with the local culture, skating, and of course, fashion. The Supreme store focused on low-key brands that street skaters were into at the time, such as New York, Spitfires, and Shorties, but shied away from flashy big-name brands. In addition, the store also had a small selection of its own in-house Supreme clothing, allowing for the customers who viewed it as a home away from home to rep the store. It was the skaters who made the decisions at Supreme: what to stock, who to sell to, and who to turn away. If you shopped at Supreme, well, you were Supreme. The iconic logo we all recognize today was inspired by the works of artist and graphic designer Barbara Kruger, who focused on topics such as anti-Nazi propaganda and, ironically, anti-consumerism/anti-materialism. One of her more famous works, this untitled piece on screen now, is credited with being one of the major influences in Supreme's recognizable logo. I'm sure you can see the similarities between Barbara Kruger's art and Supreme's design, with both utilizing an emboldened Futura font, enclosed in a contrasting red box. As for the font itself, Futura is a sans serif typeface designed by German designer Paul Renner in 1927. The exclusive underground meetup spot Supreme had become had spread quickly throughout New York City's skateboarding subculture, and would soon find itself across the world, in Tokyo. By the early 90s, only 4 years after opening the first Supreme store, Jebbia opened not one, but 3 Supreme stores in Daikanyama, Osaka, and Fukuoka. This move to the Japanese market solidified Supreme's legitimacy in the fashion world, and by the turn of the century, Supreme was among the staples of the urban youth culture. By the mid-2010s, Supreme had collaborated with industry giants such as A Bathing Ape, Nike, The North Face, Comme des Garçons, Jordan, Louis Vuitton, and to bring it back to where it began, Stussy. In another poetic twist, I'm sad to say that the original Union NYC store closed in 2009, after moving to a new location in 2007, replaced by a new Stussy New York store at 176 Spring Street. With the end of a legendary era marks the completion of a beautiful circle of life. In October 2017, however, Jebbia would confirm that a private equity firm, the Carlyle Group, had acquired a quote-unquote significant stake in the company. Sources state that the Carlyle Group purchased a 50% stake in the company for an estimated $500 million, which would value Supreme at a cool $1 billion. While this wouldn't be Supreme's first cash injection by an external investor, this event marked a turning point in the company, as many saw this purchase as a loss in authenticity of what was once a small brand. Supreme has also had its fair share of legal issues. Prior to their 2017 collaboration, Louis Vuitton sent Supreme a cease and desist letter over a limited drop of skate decks in the year 2000, which featured a similar monogram to Louis Vuitton's world-famous Toile monogram. In 2013, Supreme filed a lawsuit against the streetwear brand Married to the Mob over their use of white on red lettering, which Supreme says infringes on their logo. Barbara Kruger, whose works inspired Supreme's logo, had this to say about the lawsuit and Supreme. "What a ridiculous clusterfuck of totally uncool jokers. I make my work about this kind of sadly foolish farce. I'm waiting for all of them to sue me for copyright infringement." Barbara Kruger would then go on to collaborate with the lifestyle skateboarding brand Volcom in the series of works titled The Drop. While not exactly a competitor to Supreme, the collaboration featured Barbara Kruger's white on red design, and you wouldn't be wrong to think that some shots were certainly taken at Supreme. In December of 2018, Samsung announced in Shanghai that with the release of their new Galaxy A8 phone, they would remarkably be collaborating with Supreme. Only this is not the same Supreme that was started by James Jebbia in 1994. Rather, Samsung had seemingly gotten the quote-unquote real Supreme mixed up with counterfeit brand Supreme Italia, a company from southern Italy that held a trademark registration for Supreme in China. In fact, not only did Supreme Italia own the trademark for Supreme in China, they also opened several physical stores across Europe and Asia, and even one in Milan, one of the world's most important fashion capitals. While Samsung would later cancel their collaboration with Italia, the counterfeit brand would go on to operate until they finally shuttered their doors this year in 2020. Supreme may not be the underground skateboarding lifestyle boutique it was before. What was once a strategy to ensure that stock sells out, Supreme's exclusivity has become a key selling and marketing point that propelled the brand into the upper echelons of rich kid culture. But that's not really what we're here to discuss. Like it or not, Supreme is an incredibly influential and successful pillar of the streetwear fashion world. Supreme and its products have become the embodiment of quote-unquote cool 21st century culture. It's music, fashion, values, and art. The future for Supreme looks hopeful, and with James Jebbia still headstrong running Supreme, I don't see it going out of fashion anytime soon. So at the time of writing the script, this is where I would have ended the video. But just a few days ago, as of the 10th of November 2020, it was announced that the VF Corporation, the owner of Vans, the North Face, Timberland, and more, bought Supreme for $2.1 billion from its current investors, the aforementioned Carlyle Group, and another private equity firm, the Good Partners. I mentioned earlier that the Carlyle Group's purchase of a 50% stake in Supreme was a turning point in the company. And this new acquisition is certainly no different. I'm interested in seeing where this takes Supreme, as well as the streetwear industry as a whole. Who knows, maybe down the line I'll be making a follow-up video to this. There's a lot more to talk about. To end off with this video, I'm going to put a few of my favorite Supreme pieces in the background. Let me know what you think of Supreme, its success, its failure, your favorite Supreme items, and anything else that comes to your mind. If you want to support my work, please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this coming soon, and leave a like if you liked the video. That's all for the current brief history of Supreme. As for everything else, well, it's up to the future.